Hello, I'm recording a quick video for my Alliance friends, and if it helps you, so be it too. They recently did an update to the backpack tab. Just real quick, upgrade these pretty evenly. I just happen to put a bit more in attack, because attack is worth more. Under the Vanguard tab, this node right here, they changed to just critical hit, which means this node is now a priority. Very important. Straight up damage increase for everyone. Okay? It's only through defense, but that's perfectly fine. The objective of your backpack tech tree is to get to this final node right here, this final damage boost, which adds 20% damage to just everything. So whatever damage you would do, add 20%. Very good. This is the priority. This is what you're aiming for. To get to this node, you need 8,725 tech crystals. As you can see, I've already invested mine, and I have this many left. So the moment you hit 8,725 tech crystals, come to Vanguard, fill out the top left tree right here. Why Vanguard? Why the top left? Because you want this critical hit, you want this pierce damage, you want this dodge. This node is ignore dodge, which is helpful in PvP, but otherwise it's just a stepping stone to get to the final damage boost. Okay, make sure to only go to level 20 here. Defense is the weakest stat in the game. It obviously goes attack, HP, defense. However, you have to go through defense to get to this node, the critical hit node. Very good. Alright, so just a quick rundown. If you do not have the required 8,725, here's what you're going to aim for. Each of these nodes to get to level 20, these smaller nodes, this one, all of these here, the first two, if you will, is 291 tech crystals to fill each one to level 20. There's no reason to go past level 20 on these beginner nodes right away, these very first nodes. Once you have 291, this node, these third nodes here, take 590 crystals to maximize. Okay? So the moment you get more than 600 tech crystals, you need to come to Vanguard and aim for this critical hit node. Don't worry, you'll get an attack boost right here. If you do not have at least 600 tech crystals, you're just starting, just fill up attack boost. Yep, you can go to each of these and just put points into attack boost. That's all you need, especially at the beginning of the game. When you first unlock the backpack tech. Okay, the moment you get more than 600, come here, max out critical hit. Okay, this will require a little over 1,100 tech crystals to max out. Very important. Your next step after maxing critical hit, I would go for pierce damage. Pierce damage, very strong, very good. Pierce is, of course, one of the strongest stats in the game. Pierce and crit constantly compete. So if you can do both of them in the same tree, pierce and crit, you should. Hence why this branch in Vanguard just became very powerful and very good. After that, once you've maxed the pierce damage and the critical hit node, after that, I personally would go into Guardian and start on this side, the HP side branch, and go for stun. They recently fixed stun, so enemies don't really get stuck off screen anymore, and hence stun works properly. Enemies will not be permanent stun and keep coming towards you. Stun very strong in PvP and PvE. I personally would go for stun next. They did also change this node right here. You'll see there's one up here in the defensive line, and there's one down here in the attack line. to skill crit. This obviously increases your skill crit chance. Very good for faster firing skill crit or skill Valkyries, such as Diva or Wendy or Kiki or Aurora. Very good to have that, so feel free to put points into those. But again, the moment you hit that 8725, 8,725, I'm going to keep repeating it, the moment you get it, this node right here, just so good, so important, so big, just very good. Just as a quick note, as I personally, after filling out this side of the tree, I will be going to Guardian and I will be filling out this part of the tree. Why this part of the tree? It goes through defense, the weakest of the three. However, I only need to get 10,000, as you can see here. 10,000 defense to level 20, and then these two nodes are, of course, attack, and HP, which are the better nodes. But by going this way, I get skill crit, and I get stun. So I get more of the best stats, if you will. Okay, so I personally will be taking the rest of these points and putting them into this tree. Unfortunately, Canon got changed/fixed. Okay, this node here, this little heart, says skill crit resistance. There's also one down here in attack. This used to say skill crit resistance, but then down here it said Dawnbringer and Valkyrie crit, which was strange because after playing with these nodes, I never noticed them do anything, both crit or skill crit resistance. However, they've now changed these and they are now skill crit resistance. Decent in PvP. These two nodes in particular are very helpful in Corridor against the ninjutsu Valkyries. Their skill happens to crit and happens to do a ton of damage and will wipe you. You often encounter these at the 32 stage of every corridor path. There'll be 4 of the ninjutsu warriors. These nodes happen to be very helpful if you want to come in and change your backpack up around just to get these 2 nodes. They can actually help you clear the corridor. Otherwise, not very good. Unfortunately, in canon, there's only one good node in canon, other than final damage boost, of course, and that is these 2 nodes over here. One through the defensive line and one through the HP line. Damage reflection chance, which happens to be very good. You can get 80% damage reflection chance right here. Very good in PvP. Not as useful in PvE, but in PvP, very, very good. If your goal is PvP, get these. Damage reflection chance. Other than that, there's not a lot of good options in canon. Honestly, as stated, where I currently am, max this out, of course, 8,725 under Vanguard. Under Guardian, I will be aiming for this. I will get these as far as I can. As a quick aside, each of these first 2 nodes cost 291 tech crystals to fill to level 20. These 2 nodes take 590 each. This small node right here, these 2, 2,246 tech crystals. This will be your stopping point. Essentially, if you do not have the 2,246 tech crystals, I wouldn't put anything in these at all. I would take them to a different tree. For example, I have enough to just fill out these right here with my 4.5k. I will just fill out these nodes. I probably won't even do ignore dodge. I probably won't do that. I will fill out skill crit, the stun, and the dodge because dodge is just good. And I will take all my remaining points until I get the 8,725 needed to get this final damage boost node. And I'm just going to fill this attack boost up in canon because more attack is just good. For PvP and corridor pushes, I may change. I will only reset. By the way, you can reset your backpack at any time if you didn't know. I'm hoping you know that if you're watching this. but you can always hit reset. For example, right here, if you want to see the 8725, feel free to do the math. 4507 is my number right now. I have no points in any others. And when I reset it, which you do for free, it goes to 13232. Difference of 8,725. But anyway, I will fill this tree after getting that until I get the 8,725 needed to max out my guardian tree over here. I will just do those 3 nodes, and then the moment I get enough, I will come here and just reset this. Until then, I will just be maxing this attack bonus all the way up, and perhaps maybe if I try and do some corridor pushing, I'll go for these damage reflection chance nodes, because very good. And because I'm talking about the backpack, as long as we go into here, if you have these Stellar Abyss Crystal Wings that have only been out one time, as far as I'm aware, I was lucky enough to get them, there is apparently a bug that is talked about in what little forums there are for this game, where these, in addition to what they say they do, giving defense and damage reflection chance, also give an attack buff. I can't verify that personally, but what I can verify is I tend to do better in every aspect of the game with these on than with either of these 2 wings. So, the 2 wings that are available to everyone. Not sure why or what's causing it, but if you have them, use these. I'm assuming the next time they come out, these will be fixed, and it will only provide defense and damage reflection chance, but for now, apparently they give an attack buff too, somewhere in its coding, so if you have them, use them. As for the other 2, the pink wings are better because of the critical hit chance that it gives to everyone, because not all Valkyries and Dawnbringer has a good skill to do crit damage with. But honestly, if you're stacking the 4 big ones, the Diva, the Wendy, Aurora, and Kiki, just for stacking the buffs, the blue wings, which actually happen to be the best visually appealing, by the way, are the best would be your best wings, because they increase your skill crit chance and skill crit damage. So those burst damage that comes with those Valkyries make these very good. The pink wings, though, especially with characters like Flame and just your Dawnbringer, who does a lot of basic attacks, especially Flame, or Rena if you're using her, the flamethrower effect hits so many times, this crit hit chance and crit damage stacks up and just pumps their damage incredibly, which easily makes up for the burst damage through here. So you can use either, depending on which one you prefer. This one is slightly better, but if you really want the burst damage to just melt things, a little more helpful in PvP than PvE. I personally would go for the pink wings first, and then get the blue wings when you can. Try them both, see which one you like when you unlock them both. Pink wings, I'm just going to put my little recommendation on, though. Just better overall, especially since it helps your Dawnbringer, which you have to bring in every team. So if you don't want to do the more bursty, you want to do other Valkyries, you have to bring the Dawnbringer anyway. Okay, that's all for this video. Should I do a like and subscribe thing? Please don't subscribe or like, or feel free. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to post a lot of videos, or maybe not anymore.